Hi, I'm Diane Burley. I'm here at the e-tail conference in Boston. I'm Vice President of Content for Lucidworks, a company based out of San Francisco. Lucidworks is a company that provides digital commerce search for some of the largest brands out there. And companies come to us because they've been trying to find a way to anticipate what it is that customers want. They know that they have just a small amount of time to keep customers' attentions any longer. It's unbelievable, but when people go to the site, 30% of the time when a person gets to your site, they're using search, and 80% of the time, that search isn't finding what they're looking for. So guess what happens? They leave. What we try and do is make sure people stay on your site longer. In order to anticipate what a person is looking for, our search is fortified with artificial intelligence. In actuality, it's machine learning. And part of the data that goes into teaching the machine what a person is looking for is by looking at what we call signals. Signals is a form of user behavior, and it's those things you click on and it's the things you don't click on. It's what you put in your cart and when you abandon your cart. So by using signals, commerce companies can improve their conversions, the add to order, and all of the other metrics that really help determine whether or not they're going to be successful. So I joined Lucidworks about a year ago as head of content, and at Lucidworks, I consider content to be like product. So when a person comes to our site, I want to be able to anticipate what it is that they're looking for. They might be the chief digital officer or the chief merchandising officer or somebody responsible for data science for their company. They will all be seeking out different types of content. So by using Lucidworks Fusion, I'm better able to anticipate what it is that people will be looking for when they come to our site. A long time ago, I started off as a journalist, writing about technology and business. I ended up putting 2 daily newspapers on the web back in 1995, which was the very beginning of all of this. And it's really interesting because what I see today, many of the websites, they really haven't advanced much since 1995. You get to a site and they don't know who you are and they can't anticipate anything. We found then that bringing all this varying data together was very, very difficult. And about 10 years later, when I started my own online site that served both B2B and B2C, we had a whole manufacturer's search engine. PureContemporary.com was a prosumer site. We focused on high-end design, and it was geared for both the design audience, the designers, as well as individuals who might be looking for something somewhat fabulous find for their homes. So here we were bringing in all disparate types of product, tables and lamps, things that wouldn't necessarily be described the same way. Bringing that content into a search engine took an enormous amount of time on the back end. So years later, fast forward, I'm with a search engine company now, and I understand what it's like on the back end trying to get all of that data smoothed out so that it can be findable. And on the other hand, it's really nice now working for a company knowing that we can solve these problems that have been out there for a long time. Right now, what's happening in the industry is everything is being fortified with artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is a catch-all that really doesn't say much. What you really want to know is it machine learning? And then the next phase is do you have access to the algorithms that are actually fortifying whatever it is? So if you work for a large company, you might have numerous systems that are all saying, hey, we have AI embedded in it. And if you're a smaller company, maybe you've only invested in 1 or 2 things and you have the same issue. Well, what does that mean? And who is actually controlling the algorithms? If you have data scientists on board, you're going to want to control those algorithms. So we call that explainable AI. If your vendor controls the algorithms, we call that black box AI. When it's black box AI, you might not know exactly how they're going to, how your recommendations are going to work. So it can skew the results. You have far more control over your machine learning when you actually can have your data scientists go in and tweak and tune directly to your niche audience. Artificial intelligence is one of the mechanisms that digital commerce companies are using today to try and predict what a customer might be looking at. When you're using AI and using the prediction engine is actually based on math. What have cohorts done in the past to predict what they might be doing in the future? Everything we see out there is fortified with AI, but what that really means differs from company to company. So if you're looking and exploring AI, what you really need to do is ask questions. Can you have access to the algorithms? Do you have a way of tuning it? Are the algorithms on just using your data, or is it geared on that vendor's, their entire audience of customers? When companies are investing in intelligent search, they obviously want to reap the benefits as quickly as possible. So what we find is that it's about 60 to 90 days for most companies. Now they're constantly tuning after the fact because that's how training systems works. You're seeing results, you are suggesting products, and then based on that, they go back in and they're constantly tuning. So it's not a one and done type of thing, it's a constant iteration of looking at the results, looking at the data, seeing if it can't be done better. And also looking to see if they can bring in more data. The other thing that's really important is that for our company, we believe that AI actually stands for augmented intelligence, because we want the merchandisers, the people who have the know-how, the people who are the tastemakers, to be able to boost over and above what the machine is suggesting. This is one of the challenges when you're working with black box AI. It does not allow you to have the merchandiser override what the suggestion is. So what we find is the companies that really have that know-how and they want to be strong influencers in the market and have that cachet around their brand, they want their merchandisers to be able to boost over the results.